Welcome. Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of 12 days of Crafty Christmas. I hope you all have been crafting away the last few days with all these wonderful ideas that I'm sharing with you. I'll give it a few minutes to catch up with me here. So as you hop on, say good evening, because it is evening in my world. 6 o'clock here in Edmonton, and it is dark. So I apologize that it looks a little bit dark down here too. The lighting's not the greatest in the winter in the basement, but it is what it is. We work with it, right? So we're back again at it for day 3. We've had 2 previous days, which I will do a recap when I flip the camera around to the 2 projects that we've already done, and then we'll jump into tonight's project. If you read the description on the event or liked the event or had the event remind you that I was going live tonight, which if I pre-scheduled them in Facebook, you can say that you're going to the event or you're interested or whatever the other options are. I can't remember. Maybe not going, I'm not sure. But of course you're going to come at some point, right? Even if you catch the replay, that's okay. I want you to comment. Let me know that you were here, you liked the project, what you didn't like about it, what you want to see, maybe having a few ideas. As I said yesterday, that I do have a few days open that I haven't quite decided on the project. So maybe you will influence that project of what you want to see. All right, so I think that wraps up what I need to tell you for tonight. As I say, we'll flip you around and I will show you. So I have 2 different, I'll kind of give a recap of what we're doing tonight. I have a little project that I did also for my display at Creative Carnival, and I thought it was super cute. And I do like to go out and get little goodies and stuff like that, and I have all kinds of like little treat things in a tote here in my studio. And so I went rummaging through there to see what I had, and I found some Starbucks hot chocolate, or what is it, a mocha? It's a white mocha mix that I had from a retreat that I did not too long ago. And so I thought, what can I pair with that? And then I went to Costco and found some biscotti. So we're making tonight a little biscotti and little instant package of cocoa or mocha mix or whatever you have on hand or what you find while you're out shopping for ideas for people. So let me flip you around. Let's get started. There's going to be 2 options tonight, sort of an open-faced one, I will call it. And then there's one where we will tuck that little biscotti and goodie into a box. So there's going to be 2 projects tonight for the same reason of housing your biscotti. All right, so let's flip you around and get started. I apologize. If you get dizzy, look away for a sec. All right, let's make sure you're not too close. So as I said, we're on day 3, and we'll do a quick recap. We'll make sure my camera's just catching up with me here. Oh my goodness, the lag is really slow. Hopefully it's not really slow for you guys. I see one eyeball out there. Is anybody watching? Has anybody commented? I don't see any comments, but I see an eyeball out there. So hello, whoever you are. So day 1, we made the Flip Flap album. If you've missed a few days and haven't had a chance to watch the replays on anything, this is a quick little recap of what we've done so far. And then yesterday we made this cute little gift card box, but it also holds little chocolates as well. So the gift card just slides in the top there. So that gives you a little idea of what we've made so far. So day 1 and day 2, and then we're on to day 3 now. I will always do a little recap at the beginning in case you've missed anything. Hi, Shannon. And then just so you know, yesterday I did upload day 1 and day 2 to YouTube, my YouTube channel. If you're not over there and subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You'll get notifications when I upload the videos. I also made a playlist that is called 12 Days of Crafty Christmas 2025. Okay, so that's where you'll go, and you'll also see there's a playlist there for last year's as well for 2024. So there's lots of ideas there to inspire you. So here is the little open-faced one that I made for my display. Now I know the colors don't match, but that's okay. I had to use the traditions of Christmas paper, and so then I just worked with what I had. So this is what we are going to make tonight. I'm going to show you start to finish how to create the box, and then I'm going to show you another one to kind of inspire you. So I'm going to put that one aside because I have created this one. So to sort of match the colors a little bit better, using some retired paper. What's this one called? Berry Christmas, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows. I did not leave it out in front of me so that I could see the name. But you may want to, depending on what you pick up, like obviously I have a Biscotti from Costco, as I said. That's kind of got some purple wrapper. You could always disguise that if you wanted to. And then the white chocolate mocha. Now, I got these from Amazon and they are not available anymore. So, but they do have like a salted caramel and there's a different type of mocha one there and stuff like that. So there are options of what you can get. Whoever the recipient is, what they like maybe, you can kind of plan that out accordingly. All right, so let's create this little box. Let's bring in our trimmer. I'll just set it there so you can still kind of see it. And you can reference to it. Okay, so what we need is, we do need to get our arm out. So I'm going to do this tonight with, I'll show you this paper. I'm going to do it tonight with the modern Christmas paper. So it's kind of like black and whites and golds. Super, super pretty. Let me drag it out here. It's got some gold foil and whatnot on the back. I'm going to actually use this piece tonight with this lovely little tree pattern. I'm kind of doing like a black and white mixture, but it's got like gold stars on the back. This paper is amazing. A nice stripe. I think that might be in my pile for my other second one. It's got this great sheet that says fa la 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 on it. And then some like holly berries and whatnot. Now this goes with that ornament set. Oh, we've already seen that one. There's a polka dotted one. And then it's got trees on the back. If you haven't seen this paper, oh, it's amazing. I don't know if it's in stock. I probably should have checked that before I'm showing it to you and you're falling in love and want it. And then it's got a great little kind of, that'll probably make you dizzy, pattern on the back. But it's great, great pattern paper for like a neutral sort of black, white, and gold kind of accent one. So that's called Modern Christmas. It's in the what am I trying to say? It's in the online exclusive, so you'll find it in that section on my store. Okay, so for this box that we're going to create right now, we're going to need a piece of 8.5 by 11. We're going to trim this in half at 4 1/4. And don't let it go too far because you're going to need to cut that piece in a second. And then we're going to turn it and cut it at 7 1/2. I just got to move my trimmer a little bit. It's hitting my stand. Okay, so then you're going to have this little 4 1/4 piece by 3 1/2 that you could use for a tag or something like that. That's going to be a little scrap. We're just going to put that aside for a minute. We're going to take this other 4 1/4 piece and we are going to cut it at 5 1/2. Okay, and then you will also have this other piece left over, which is just a regular standard card base at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you can use these two pieces for something else, another project. Or if you make 2 of these, you will have already cut up front and you will only need half a sheet of paper. Okay, so let's bring back in this 4 1/4 by 7 1/2 inch piece. And we are going to put our 4 1/4 piece at the top. And we're going to score now. So get your blade out of the way. We're going to score this at 1 inch and 3 1/4. Okay. And then we're going to turn it, put our 7 1/2 inch at the top, and we're going to score it at 6 1/2. Okay, so we've got a 1 inch, a 3 1/4, and then turn it and do it at 6 1/2. Okay, we'll put that aside for a minute. We're going to bring in our other piece, and we're going to put our 4 1/4 length at the top of the trimmer again, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to score it at 1 inch. Well, I shouldn't say exact same. And 3 1/4. Okay, so 1 inch, 3 1/4 with your 4 1/4 inch at the top. Flip it around so your 5 1/2 is at the top, and we're going to score that at 4 1/2. Okay, so we've got 1 inch, 3 1/4, turn it, and then you're going to score it at 4 1/2. So those are the pieces that we need for this box. Now we're going to come in and we're going to do a little trimming. Okay, so let's grab our scissors. On this piece, we're going to cut out these corners. So this is our smaller piece. And this is going to create the front little pocket piece is what this is doing. Angle your corner just so that it sits a little bit flatter for you, okay? Trim this. And then angle cut that. And that's all you're going to do for this little piece. Here, let me get that out of the way so you can see, okay? So we're just going to have, oh, I got major shadows going on down here. Okay, so we're going to have this for our front. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and burnish your lines and get that ready. Okay, we'll put that up there. Now we're going to bring in our long piece. So our score part is at the bottom here. So what we want to do is grab our scissors, not our bone folder. Bone folders can't cut, you guys. We're going to go slice in on both sides just to create little flaps. So like that. I probably shouldn't have used black. Here, I have some. You can probably see this one a little bit better than you can the black in the shadows. Okay, so that's our front piece that we created, and then this is our bottom piece that we created. If you want to fold those, you can. You're going to have little flaps there. So now we just have to come back in and just do some little pie slices out there. There we go. Let me grab a hold of it. There we go. Okay, now we can burnish those. So these are going to be our two pieces. Hopefully you can see that craft paper a little bit better than you can the black. That wasn't very good planning on my part, now was it? Knowing that there's terrible shadows in the studio in the winter time. Okay, so we've got our two pieces, okay? So let's just get these ones out of the way so it doesn't confuse you. We're going to bring back in this little one. Now what I've done is I've already pre-cut my designer series paper. So I've got a piece of that paper that I showed you, that modern Christmas. This piece is going to be 4 1/4 by 2 1/8, and it's going to fit on the front like this. Okay. Now on the original, I think it was Erica Kerwin that did a rendition of this. I think I might have modified it a little bit. She did not have anything on the side here. It's up to you whether you want to. Here's the original one that I did. It doesn't have anything on the side, so it's not finished. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do it, but if you're trying to use up paper like I was, you can cut two pieces that are 7/8 by 4 3/8. Okay, and then those can just go on the little side like that just to finish it off if you want. These are totally optional. Okay, so let's just attach these down. This box comes together super quickly, I find anyways, once you've got the scoring down. If I was making a whole bunch of these, like you may be, because if you buy those Biscottis at Costco, I think they come in a pack of 24. So you might want to do up a whole bunch of these, and then you can just do a little assembly line. That's how I do my crafting for vendor events and craft fairs and stuff like that. I pick my project and just do a little assembly line. I get everything all ready. So we've got that ready to go. Okay, so this is our front piece. Now we want to create a little kind of a scoop or a little handhole is usually what I call them. I've brought in the sign design. You can use a circle. The 1 3/4 inch one is perfect. I just found that this one hit my score marks on both sides perfectly. And then it just takes out that little scoop sort of look that we want. And it actually leaves like a little edge, which I kind of liked. So if you have the sign design punch, you can use that one. If you've got something else, go ahead. Anything that will take out sort of a little scoop there for you. Okay, so now we are going to assemble this little box, and then we can decorate it and make it look cute. Is that all making sense so far for those of you watching? Hopefully. It's pretty easy. In the video descriptions as I upload to YouTube, I have been putting the measurements just to kind of give you a starting point, so you can prep all your little pieces, and then if you rewatch the video, it'll be a lot quicker to just put it all together by watching what I'm doing if that's how you need to get it in your brain and visually see how it's being put together. So now what we're going to do is, this is the back side, obviously. It doesn't really matter, obviously, but I'm just facing the back side down to my table. And then I'm going to just peel off my tear and tape. And what we want to do is line up this little fold down here, this little kind of flap that we made, with this little flap here on this piece. And we're just going to line it up kind of score mark to score mark, best you can. If it's not exact, it's not a big deal. So what we're doing now is we're creating one whole piece. You see that? It's just created a little base. No, you can't see that because the lighting on the black is terrible. So what we did was we took this little flap we made, we attached it right here, and it just makes one huge long piece for our box. And then it uses up an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, or almost uses it up. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of tape on these little flaps. If I can find the end, here we go. I'm running through tear and tape like crazy. I need to order some more. I need to put it in order really quickly here. Okay. So just peel those off. I'm going to take both sides off. If you're not comfortable with doing that, if you feel like you might muck it up or it might stick to each other or something like that, then just take off one side at a time. And I just use my table to kind of stand it up and make sure that it's flat. And then I just kind of pinch those sides together. Okay. You won't be able to see it on that. So let's just do this. So we took this and we just sort of pinched that together to make the back side of our box. Okay. Hopefully it's making sense with my craft copy there. My terrible lighting. And then we're just going to peel off these sides. And I find just leaving it flat on the desk helps, because it helps me keep everything sort of square. And then you're just kind of folding those together, and then you've created your box. Now take your bone folder and just rub those seams so that that tape kind of bites to the cardstock. There we go. So we've created our little box. Cute, right? Now if you want to, it does have like pointy corners here. Let me put my finger in there and you can see. If you want to like angle those, I just kind of lined up my snips with the corner here and just snipped. Doesn't have to be exact. If you want to use this little cutoff piece to do this side, then you can. Just make sure that it's the right way. Oh, this way. That way. If you're comfortable with just putting your snips in there and cutting away, then you do that too. So now we've got a little angled side. Makes it look a little more finished, a little like maybe not store-bought, but you know what I'm trying to say. Makes it look a little fancier. So what I've got here is I've got a little star. I don't know if you guys remember this paper. Oops, it fell over, so I can't just reach down here and pick it up. We had this a few years ago. It's called More Dazzle. I think it was called something else when it was originally put out. It comes with a gold and or champagne, I guess is what this is, and a silver. And it's kind of like shimmery and sparkly. I thought it'd be kind of fun, and I need to use it up, so I dug it out. I just cut a little tree from the Merriest Trees dies. And then I had this little guy already pre-colored. He's from, oh, what was that set? Christmas Friends, I think is what it was called. I want to say Festive Friends, but that's this year's. I want to mix them up. So we just need to grab some dimensionals. Now with these, you don't have to go crazy with the decorations, right? You can kind of just tame it down a little, or you can, oops, I didn't want to do that. Hang on. I want to put them on the circle, not the tree. I want the tree to be flat because I'm going to layer this circle on top. Okay, so I'm just going to glue half my tree because some of it may stick off the side here. So I just want to make sure that I don't have glue oozing out the side there, and then dimensionals on my little circle here. But I also want to add, getting ahead of myself here, I want to add a little bit of ribbon or twine or whatever you want to use. This modern Christmas set comes with some twine, which I didn't grab. I actually grabbed some retired black and white gingham because I thought it would look kind of cute with this pattern. But whatever you have on hand or you want to use up, this is the perfect project for that. And I'm just creating little figure 8 loops behind the circle here. Oh, I got dogs coming to join me here. They're lonely upstairs. Okay, and then we can put this on. So we'll just put it on like that. So cute, right? Easy, put together just like that. And it looks so cute with very minimal decoration on it, wouldn't you think? And then I did have some gems. Oh, there they are. Out. Sorry, I'm hitting the camera as I'm trying to grab them from that side. I apologize, making you all crooked. Okay, here we go. Those faceted snowflakes that we used last night, I thought it would be kind of fun to maybe add some red ones to bring in the red that I have on his little bow tie or his big bow sash on the wreath that he's got around his neck there. Whoops. Kane, get out of the garbage, please. Nosy dog. They just ate so that they would be quiet while I was live. Now they're nosing around looking for something else. There we go. Is that not cute? Oh, Shannon likes it. It is very cute, isn't it? So if you got some of that paper to use up, you got that stamp set last year, drag it out and use it, right? And then we'll just kind of, here, I'll take this one here. And then we take our little coffee packet and we just slide it in the back, and then our biscotti, whichever way it fits. The coffee packets are sometimes thicker on one side than they are on the other. And there you go. You got a cute little biscotti and coffee package that could be tucked into someone's stocking, or like we've talked about the last couple days, left out for the mailman or your hairdresser or whoever. So there's some different versions of them, and they are just absolutely adorable, I think, anyways. Okay, so on to the second one here. Oops. Oh, I need a new piece of paper. Hang on. Let me just shuffle what we don't need here out of the way and shuffle in what we do need. My desk is only so big because, as you know, I have a bazillion things on it right now. Okay, so we'll just shuffle these to the side. I'll bring them back in a minute. Show you at the end. So here's the other one. So this one is all enclosed in a little box. There's the top of it. It's just a little flap. So when they pull the ribbon off, they will be surprised as to, oops, of course I double knotted this. How crazy am I? There we go. They'll be surprised by a biscotti and a coffee mix. And you could throw a couple little chocolates in there too if you wanted to. The box is actually huge, as you can see, and it will hold quite a bit. So you can even tuck a gift card in there to, you know, have a future little coffee date with somebody if you'd like. Okay, so this is the other one that we're going to make, and I'm going to use again the modern Christmas paper, because now I'm in love with it and I need to order more if it's even in stock. This is the Berry Christmas, I do believe, again, that I used and I just cut out the bear out of the paper, and then the tree I did stamp from the stamp set because I do have the stamp set. But super cute, right? So let's make this one. Let me grab, I used for the base just basic white, but I used the thick so that it had a little bit of sturdiness to it. Okay, let me get my trimmer back in here. Okay, so what we need for this one is, let me just slide it to the side there. Okay, bring out your arm, not your arm, but not your physical arm, but your trimmer arm. And we are going to trim this down to 10.5. So you're going to have a little piece left over for making labels and sentiment pieces and stuff like that. And then you are going to trim this other side down to 7 3/8. So you want a 7 3/8 by 10.5-inch box. There's another good piece for sentiments and stuff like that. Okay, slide your blade out of the way, and now we're going to score. So keep your 7 3/8 side at the top. We are going to score at 1 1/4, 3 1/2, 4 3/4, and 7. Okay, you're just going to have a little edge. So I'll go through those again. You're going to have a 7 3/8 piece by 10.5-inch piece. Put your 7 3/8 at the top of your trimmer. Score at 1 1/4, 3 1/2, 4 3/4, and 7 inches. Then you're going to put your 10.5-inch at the top, and you are going to score at 1 1/4 again, and 9 1/2. Okay, so your 10.5-inch side at the top, score at 1 1/4 and 9 1/2. All right, makes sense. And then what you are going to need is, I'll give you your DSP measurements too, so that you have those, and then we'll trim down the box to what we need. So you're going to need 2 pieces of designer series paper, and whatever you choose, that are 2 inches by 8 inches. Okay, and those are going to create your front and your back. Okay, if you want to leave off the back, you don't have to. If you don't have enough paper, say, or something like that, you can just do the one piece on the front. Totally your decision on that. And then you're going to need another piece that coordinates. I've chosen this lovely stripe to go on my front piece. That is going to be 1 1/2 by 4 1/2. And I've just banner cut the ends. You don't have to, but it kind of looks cute when it's tucked in behind. It gives it a little bit of some interest there. Okay, so let's cut this down so that we can create a box. All right. So what we want to do right here, you're going to see there's, well, maybe not. There's a little tiny little square up here that we've created. What we want to do is angle cut that corner, slice in, and make a little triangle there, little pie piece, so that it folds well. Okay, this is where we've got sort of our little lip. We've got that sort of, I would say it's about a 1/2 inch wide little mark there. This other little bottom corner here, we're going to take that right away. So cut that right out and then angle cut it so that it folds in really nice. Okay. And then we are going to go along the bottom. So we have all these little squares along the bottom. We are going to cut up on all of them. And then we will come back in and we will do our little pie cuts or angle cuts, whatever you want to call them, to make that box sit a little bit nicer. Okay, just pull all those out. So maybe when I burnish this, you'll be able to see what we've got going on here a little bit. So I'm just going to flip this over. They'll show up a little bit better maybe. So we've got like a little edge piece here. You'll see, just like a lip, teeny tiny little lip. We've got our bottom pieces. Now the top and the bottom will look exactly the same, obviously, because we scored that whole piece from top to bottom, but we're only using one piece as the actual bottom of our box. Okay, and then you've got a little lip here. And then I'll just do the long pieces, and then hopefully it'll be a little bit clearer. I probably should use a different color. So if you've got some cardstock from previous years, there, that might be a little bit better. Okay, so we've got our little lip on the side here, and then we've got all of our cuts on the bottom. If you've got some cardstock from years past or whatever that you want to use up, this is the perfect way to use up like a full sheet. Like I had some evening evergreen and, you know, some of that soft succulent that are nice green colors for Christmas that I'm going to drag out and make some of these with as well. So now what we're going to do is we are going to get ready to kind of put it all together and seal it closed, or well, it doesn't really close, but you know what I mean. We're going to seal it all up and make a box. So let's put down our paper first, because it's much easier when it's flat still to put that down. You'll see that you have like physical larger sections over 2 inches. They're just like a 2 and an 1/8 maybe, that you can put these down into. And we'll save our little piece here for decorating afterwards. Okay, so we've got those down. That'll help you see a little bit better too. There's like a 1.5 inch piece here, your little over 2 inches here, your 1.5 inch, and then your 2 again, and then you have that little tiny little lip there. Okay, so let's just turn this, and we're going to get that out of our way. We're going to put our tape here and here. Leave that little top little notch here. Don't put anything on that. It's just going to kind of fold in on itself, and it doesn't need any glue on it. Okay. And then you do not want to put it on. Hang on. Where's my lip here? I just got to look at my thing here. Oh, I didn't want to put it on the first one. Shoot. Hang on. Backtrack. Actually, I probably could have left it there, but I did this on the other one that I made too. But the tape, I just went tape crazy and put it down. You want to skip this first little flap, because that's going to be like your bottom piece. I did put it there, you can see it. So you want to skip doing that, because look, obviously you don't need tape on the bottom. So this piece that's closest to the small little section here, don't put any glue or tape or anything there. The other 3 you do want to do. So your small little ones and then your other big one. I'll hold it up here. I'm not sure how well it'll show, but okay, you've got tape here, tape here, tape here, no tape here, and then a big line of tape going up your side, and then no tape on your little flappy there. Okay, makes sense? All right, so let's pull this off, and we'll create the box. I did not prep a bunch of decoration for this one because I didn't know what I wanted to do yet, so you may just get the box finished. So what we're going to do is, this one is the one now that we flipped it over that doesn't have any glue on it. We just want to fold that up and secure it. Okay, and you may just need to manhandle that, and then again you just want to flip it up and secure it. Again, if you leave it flat on your desk, you have a better chance of keeping the box as square as possible than if you kind of are holding it in your hand and trying to manhandle it that way. Now I just pulled off that big long strip because I want to make sure that I get that in before I seal the bottom, because it kind of tucks to the inside. So what you're doing is kind of just lining up the little bit of an edge here that you've got. So just like that you can see there's a little tiny, that's your edge. That'll obviously be your backside. And then you can go ahead, and if you put your tape too close to the edge like I did, see, I get tape happy, you guys, and I just go crazy with it. This is why I'm running low. I'm putting it in the wrong spots too. So I'm just gonna pull this back. You need it closer to the edge, because when you fold this up, it's not as long to go right towards the edge. Sometimes I get it in my head that it goes right to the edge, and it doesn't. So let's just bring in another little piece here. tuck it right up close to that other one. Just make sure that, yeah, I'm fine there. So when you're building yours, learn from my mistakes. On your little flap, you'll see the edges kind of right there. Put your tape right to that edge and then put another one right beside it, and you'll be safe that when you close it, you're not going to have tape up here where you don't want it, okay? Learn from my mistakes, friends. It's okay that I've got a little mucky down there. Okay, now we want to take your bone folder won't fit all the way to the bottom. So I'm just using my take your pick tool. I have the putty end or the spatula end in one side and the knife in the other. So it's quite long. But if you've got even just a long ruler or something like that, just seal down your seam of tape just to make sure that that stays closed. Now we've created our little box. See, you can see inside there's nothing there. So you can stuff a bunch of stuff in there. And then all I did was I just kind of pressed on the corner. Kane, be quiet. And then pressed on this corner, and then it kind of just seals in on itself, and then that's where you'll tie the string or twine or whatever you want around the outside to match sort of what you've picked for your papers and stuff like that. Okay, makes sense. If you want to like put a glue dot or something there to close it, you can, but the ribbon or twine will keep it closed, so it's okay. And it's only going to kind of like indent a little bit at the top. I can't remember what they call this little indent. It does have a name. I just can't think of what it's called right at the moment. If somebody knows, you can type it into the comments. And then I'm going to take my little banner piece that I have, and I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. And as I said, I have not created a little decoration for this yet. So I'm going to kind of get you to this point. We'll recap the other one that we made, and that will kind of be our little fun for this evening. But it was fun. It's a good little idea. See, I've got some sprigs here. Like I have a little thing of stuff here that I could pick through and find something to decorate with. I just kind of put all my leftovers here. Here, I can use this half a thing. Oh, it's gold though. I should get the gold one. I'll tie it on here just so you see what it looks like. This is just the gold mesh ribbon cut in half. If you've got that on the clearance rack, I think it's gone now though, but if you did manage to snag some, it would look perfect. Just cut it in half, and then you can do 2 boxes. Put a little greenery on there, you know, a little sentiment. I got some little tags here that don't have anything on them, but you know, you'll get the idea. You can put a little tag here. Use your whatever stamp set sort of that you want. I don't even know what else I have in here. Oh, it's mostly little sentiments. These little banners would look really cute too. A little banner there with 'tis the season or season's greetings or something like that on it. And that would kind of jazz it up a little bit. Oh, here, I got a little Merry Christmas. I'll stick that there. It doesn't look as pretty as it should, but you know, you're getting the gist, right, of how you can decorate it. So there's the other one. Nice and fun. And then here's the other 2 that we made tonight. So that gives you a little idea of 2 different ways to make a little box to put a biscotti and a little coffee drink of some sort in there. I don't think a gift card will fit. Oh, I lied. A gift card will fit in the back too, if you wanted to include a gift card. I'm sure, yeah, it would fit in this one too. So just so you know, another gift card type option thing to give to somebody, it will fit in the back and into the box as well. So you've got another option of a gift. How's that for not planning it out? Just to let you know that. So there's some great ideas for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this project. Tomorrow night we'll be back again at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock from my Central friends, and 5 o'clock from my BC friends. And I hope to see you back here again tomorrow night for a fun project. My list is not near me to tell you what we're doing, but it is posted in the event, so you can go and like that so that it reminds you that the event's going on, and that when I start live, it should actually send you a notification that I'm live, and you can pop on and see what I'm up to. All right, so thanks for joining me tonight, and I hope you catch the replay if you're not here, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow at 6. Take care, everyone. Paper hugs. Bye-bye.